Hello everybody, it's Edwina from My Craft Orchard. How are you? One Book July is here and the theme is, well, there isn't really a theme if I'm honest. Roman is not participating due to family reasons. Miss Vicky B is going to go through her system and her planners to show you how she puts everything together. And so is Carrie Harling. She's going to sort of go through her planning system and show you how she does things as well. So in terms of an actual theme, there really isn't one. So it got me thinking as to what I was going to show you. So I thought I'd just follow the theme that the other ladies are doing and just show you my system. So it's took me a while. I've had a good think, and it's going to be over several videos. I'm not going to be able to do it all in one. So the first sort of video I'm going to do is about these two books and how I've used part of the bullet journal method and the getting things done method, combine the two to set my system up. So I'm going to explain this. The other videos I've got planned are things like how I get my monthly together, how I get my weekly together, long-term planning and all of those sort of things. But today we're going to concentrate on this. So I'm not going to run through the systems themselves. I'll give you a brief outline on the two, but what I want to do is show you how I'm incorporating these into mine. If you want to know more about these, the best place to go to is the actual site for the books, for the systems. So the first one is this one, the Getting Things Done by David Allen. I followed this for, I don't know, 20 years I suppose, when the first book came out anyway. I don't do it completely. I've tried on and off to do the whole system. However, there are elements out of this that I do take, such as inboxes and task lists and that sort of thing. There are elements of this that I still haven't got my head around of how to incorporate. And the bullet journal method, again, this was part of One Book July a few years ago, so you could go back and check their videos out and everybody else's videos, and I think Carrie did a read through of this book as well, of how this works. But again, I don't follow this to the letter. However, there are elements out of the bullet journal that I take to run my system. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab a big piece of paper so I can show you what elements I'm using out of each. So the whole premise of the Getting Things Done by David Allen is the workflow. So that if you've seen any of the videos, you've seen this. David Allen, Getting Things Done, go to their website. There's lots of information. There's lots of information on the YouTube and everywhere about how to do this properly, and tips and tricks and that. What I do is I use the inbox and the actionable bit, the trash someday reference bit, 1 step in 2 minutes, delegate, defer, calendar, next actions. The project bit is the bit I always struggle with, I'll be honest with you. I still haven't worked out how to do this bit. Over the years I've tried, I've watched videos of all that sort of things. Yeah. So the first thing, can we see that on camera? Sort of. So, getting things done. Do you know what? I'm going to change my pen because you can probably see that, but where I'm looking on my camera, I can't. Yeah, that's a bit better. When I come to edit this, it will probably show up lovely, but as I'm filming this, it's not. That's better. Okay, getting things done, GDT and bullet journal. So out of the getting things done, I use inboxes, and I have several. I have a little notebook, and I use that for rapid logging, which is a bullet journal term. I use a physical sort of like standing up tray where sort of you things just drop in like that. So when I get a letter from Harry's school or something through the post I don't want to deal with straight away, it all goes in there like a physical piece of paper. That will go into a physical in tray. Rapid login is for anything that comes through. This needs to be done, that needs to be done, that sort of thing, and brain downloads. And then I also have my email inbox as well. So from the getting things done, I have the inbox. I then use the quick method of processing these items. So things go in the bin, into reference, or they are basically actionable. Oh, I can't spell. That's what happens when you're under pressure doing it on camera. So if it's a piece of mail or something, I'll look at it, I'll just chuck it straight away. Anything that's referenced like bank statements, credit card statements, artwork that comes back from the school, stickers, that sort of thing, will go into the reference section, and then anything that I actually physically need to do things on I put into an actionable section. And then from there, if it can be done in 2 minutes, I do it. Okay, I don't come across in my personal life many delegate things. The only other person I delegate to is probably my husband, purely because we're working partners, we're married and all of those sort of things, so it's normally him that has to do things and not me. So I don't tend to track them, but you can have a list of things, tasks that have been sent over. If I'm writing my task list out, I might just put an S by it to say that Stuart was going to deal with that. So that's sort of the process, the first stuff coming in and where I do it, where it goes in my system. From a bullet journal point of view, I have an inbox which is also my rapid log. So I write down things that are coming in and those sort of things, and then I would review that as well on a daily and weekly basis. Okay, I am going to look at weekly and monthly planning, so I can show you how all of this goes actually physically into my system. So that's sort of the start of each section, each element that I use. From there then, the stuff's come in, I've processed it as to whether it needs to go on a task list. So under bullet journal, that would be part of your collections and your tasks, and that could be your monthly tasks or your daily daily log, whichever you need to do. Both of them, I'm going to put a section in the user calendar. Both of them use a calendar. On the getting things done, it's day specific tasks and events, so meetings and things. Bullet journal, it's anything that has a date to it. And then also the getting things done has a date or day specific tasks. That you put on your calendar. So for instance, when it's PE day for Harry, I always put a note to say he needs to have his PE kit, or if he's going on a trip I need to put a packed lunch together, because that's not something I would normally do on an everyday basis, but I still need to remember to do those sort of things. The other thing about day specific tasks is if it can be done at any time during the day. So for instance, I don't know, Sally only works on Fridays, so Fridays is the only time that you can ask Sally about such and such, you know, the latest project you're working on, or something like that. So that would be a day specific task, because she only works on a Friday. You can only contact her on a Friday, if that makes sense. So we've got our inboxes, how the information's coming in, plus the calendar. Okay. The next step to both of these systems that I use is a weekly review. The review process. In terms of reviewing your system, this is the bit that I think is most important, because if you're not reviewing what you're doing, if you're not reviewing your system on a regular basis, how do you know that you don't know what you've already achieved because you haven't done a lot of ticking off, or you don't know what's still to come and things fall through the wayside and you forget and you miss things and then you get into trouble or you let people down or whatever. So this is why this weekly review to me is probably one of the most important. And both systems have a review system in the book. So the getting things done is a very specific. You go through your inboxes, you go through anything, all your task lists and your project lists and all of those sort of things. Then you do a brain download or a brain dump, and then you process everything into your system. So when it comes to the doing part, there it is. It's the thinking is already done, the ideas are already on the page, and all you have to do is the task. And it's very similar with the bullet journal method as well. You've got everything, you've got a place to record everything as it comes in. You can then go back to the review process and you look at that page and go, well, actually, I don't want to do that. So you scrub it out. Oh, that's something that Sally needs to do. So, oh, and that's something that needs to go on my calendar. And it's that review process and that thinking about these items that's the most important with any planner system, as far as I'm concerned. So part of the weekly review, obviously you do it weekly. Bullet journal tends to do a twice daily. I personally don't do that. It was too much. I just did not have time. I look at everything first thing in the morning, before I start work, and then at night I might just make a few notes of what needs to be done. So I suppose in a way I am doing a watered down double review, like it says in the bullet journal method. So where the weekly review is concerned, I will go literally through all of this. So I go through my inboxes, I'll go through my calendar. I am going to do all this in a much more detailed way in another video. So through my inbox, through my calendar, through any rapid logging and all of that, to see what else is there. And I will create my weekly page in my Happy Planner. Now, the other thing I do is I actually put things into focus groups. And what that means is areas of my life. Now, areas of life is what David Allen would call a runway. Let me just check. I've got it here somewhere. So areas of focus or responsibility is a 20,000 level. So if your actions were on you're thinking of an aeroplane, the runway is where you're doing all the stuff. Your projects are at 10,000 feet, and then your 20,000 feet, so a bit higher up, would be your focus and your responsibilities. So before I set my system up, and I did this last year during One Book July, and I will link that below. I went through who I am and what I do in life. So if I just very quickly go through that with, oh sorry, just knocked everything trying to get a pen. So I'm a mom, a daughter, a aunt, all of those sort of things. So there are elements in my life that I need to focus on. So one of them obviously is my personal, because you know, you have to look after yourself, and this is what my 6 months for life system's all about. It is all about self-care, learning to love myself, learn to look after myself, which I haven't been doing in quite a number of years. And it's not being selfish, it's being responsible, because if I'm not at my best, how can I be at my best for everybody else in my life? So that's the first thing. The second one is Daisycraft, which is the business I run with my husband. That's the one that pays the bills. That's the one that pays my mortgage and all of those sort of things. The third one is My Craft Orchard, which is my YouTube journaling channel. So this is an important area of my life because I love doing these videos. I love talking to you here on this channel and playing with planners and all of that. But under that also comes craft workshops, and I also run a craft club, a local craft club as well, under Daisycraft and My Craft Orchard, that whole banner. So it's my crafts, it's my journaling, it's my YouTube and all of that sort of thing. So that's an important part. The next one obviously is my home, because there's always something that needs doing. There's always some decorating that's got to be done. There's cleaning, there's washing, there's gardening, there's bills to pay. So, you know, there's always something under the home section. And then the last one would be my writing. Now the reason that's in there, and that writing could be anything. I could have split my crafts up and put that into there, or I could, you know, if you've got a hobby or a passion for something, that could be on your list as well. Now the reason writing is on mine is because it's something I really, really want to do, and this will actually tie in with My Craft Orchard, because if I'm doing a blog, writing comes into that. If I'm writing for Daisycraft, because I'm writing workshop stuff, it all sort of links in with that. Also, I am trying to write a novel, and I have got a Camp Nano video that I put out last week of how I'm having a go at that. If I'm honest, out of all of these things, they do come prioritised. Obviously, Daisycraft is my number 1, My Craft Orchard is my 2, home is number 3, personal is number 4, and my writing always comes last. If I have not got time in a week to do anything, it'll be writing that's the one that doesn't get done. It's as simple as that. All of these are colour coded. So personal is green, Daisycraft is purple, My Craft Orchard is orange, home is pink, and writing is blue. So I actually do colour code all of these things as well in my planner. And then these are the 5 things that I then segregate into the bullet journal method and the getting things done. So my tasks lists for my system will have personal tasks, Daisycraft tasks, My Craft Orchard, home, etc. tasks. When I do a review, I look at my personal section, I look at my Daisycraft diary, I look at my Minecraft orchard and my content planner. So it's sort of segregated out into different things. The way I visually see it in my head, if I can think, it's like boxes like that. So this box might be my personal box, this box might be my Daisycraft box, and everything to do with, you know, Daisycraft is in that box. So all my task lists, all my projects, my brain download, everything would go into those boxes. I think that's how my brain works. Everything in one place, basically. And in the bullet journal method, it might be classed as a collection. I have a collection of Daisycraft stuff, I have a collection of writing stuff, I have a collection of my home stuff. I suppose if you're looking at it from that point of view, with getting things done, it's an individual context list. I hope that helps. I hope that's given you something else to think about. The fact that if you are trying to do getting things done, or you are trying to do the bullet journal method, and you're not, some elements of it don't gel, why do the whole thing? Just pick the pieces out of each system, or both systems, or whatever system you're using to fit with how your brain works. And then if it's the way my brain works, then separate everything out so it's easy to review, so it's easy to look at and to say, right, today I'm going to work on this, so you know exactly where to go. Everything's in the same place, everything's in the same planner, or whatever. If you'd like me to do videos in more depth about the getting things done or the bullet journal method, let me know. I know there's a lot of videos on both, all over YouTube and all over the internet, as well as the books. Obviously you can buy the books and read those. But if you want me to do a video, let me know, because I'm quite happy to do that. My advice would be, get a piece of paper and sit down and really think about what elements of your system you like the most. Do you like the rapid logging element? Do you like to have a physical inbox and a notebook or a page for your inbox? Have you considered, instead of just piling up all the paper in one pile, deal within it straight away, within 2 minutes of it coming into your hand or your head? Can it be done? Yes, so it goes straight in the bin, or oh, it goes into my inbox because it's actionable. Or yeah, just, if all you take from this today is that 2 minutes, can you be done in 2 minutes? Yes, do it. It will make your productivity speed up immensely. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Please consider subscribing if you want to see more. The One Book July, I've got stuff coming out all month, and then as we go along, I'm always trying to find new things to talk about, and you will see my spreads and all of those sort of things, my system that I'm using later in the month. Okay, so my craft orchard, where skills and ideas can grow, and I'll see you next time. Bye.